If you're managing a portfolio or finishing a flip, it's easy to treat listing media as a mandatory operational expense, a sort of listing tax you try to keep as low as possible. But the modern buyer is moving fast. Their attention is the primary currency of the market, and if you don't give them a reason to stop mid-scroll, they will simply keep moving to the next listing. Opting for good enough DIY photos might save $500 today, but it often leads to a property sitting on the market longer. Between carrying costs and reduced bidding pressure, that small initial saving can result in a significant loss of equity at the closing table. That first visual impression dictates your property's financial baseline. It determines the level of buyer interest before anyone ever requests a physical showing. High-volume agents avoid the listing tax mindset by using a different framework. They weigh the upfront capital against the resulting market engagement. This quadrant maps upfront cost against market return. Smartphone photography sits in the bottom corner, zero cost but low impact, failing to generate momentum. Professional packages move you to the upper quadrant, a moderate investment, but the spike in buyer attention is significant. Understanding this quadrant helps distinguish investors who lose money on daily carrying costs from those who maximize their final yield. Different media types perform distinct functions. They aren't redundant. They each solve a specific type of friction for the buyer. This table breaks down the trust architecture, how each format impacts the buyer, and what it requires from you as the investor. Professional photography serves as the emotional hook. By emphasizing space, light, and flow, it helps a buyer immediately connect with the home. The trade-off is preparation. The property must be flawlessly staged, and you have to account for a 24 to 48-hour delay for post-production editing. Short-form video tours add movement and personality. These are built for social media algorithms, which helps expand your potential buyer pool. However, this requires the agent to be active on social platforms to actually capture and convert that top-of-funnel reach. Photography and video are the tools that generate the initial emotional trust needed to capture a buyer's attention in the first place. Beyond emotion, you need media that builds analytical trust and acts as a filter for your time. Professional floor plans provide hard data. They answer layout questions instantly, giving buyers confidence in the property's dimensions before they step inside. The trade-off here is total transparency. Floor plans will reveal a quirky or tight layout immediately, which actually saves you time by preventing physical showings that would never lead to an offer. Then there are 24/7 virtual tours. These function as a high-precision filter, allowing out-of-state or hesitant buyers to self-qualify at their own pace. When you use a virtual tour, the total number of physical showings usually drops, but the percentage of serious offers from those remaining showings tends to increase. Analytical media serves as an operational shield, ensuring you only expend your effort on the most qualified, serious buyers. To see how these trade-offs translate into actual profit, we can look at the data from a renovated 3-family in Fall River. The investor used a full media package costing $825. The listing went live on a Thursday. This chart compares that initial investment to the back-end profit. The $825 spent on media resulted in a sale that was $18,000 over the asking price. By Saturday morning, the property had triple the expected online views and more than a dozen showing requests. That represents a verified 2,081% return on the initial media investment. This principle scales. On a $600,000 home, a 1% bump in the offer price generated by competitive engagement earns you an extra $6,000. It also applies to time. A faster sale on a $450,000 property slashes the daily carrying costs of utilities, taxes, and loan interest. The math from Fall River is clear. High-quality media functions as financial leverage that increases the final yield of the sale. Now, let's map these financial mechanics to your specific business model. If you are a house flipper focused on the budget, look past the upfront cost of the media package. Spending $800 to sell a property just 5 days faster allows you to recoup that cost through saved carrying charges alone. For high-volume listing agents, the most valuable asset isn't the marketing budget, it's the schedule. Incorporating virtual tours reclaims your weekend hours by ensuring only the most committed buyers request an in-person walkthrough. Real estate media is leverage. It is designed to either save calendar days on the market or reclaim operational hours for your team. You can apply these concepts to your next listing by following a simple 3-step protocol. This protocol focuses on improving listing engagement and protecting your margins. First, audit your active listings with high days on market. Evaluate if the current photos are simply documenting rooms or if they are highlighting the flow and space of the home. Second, add a floor plan. Even on a tight budget, a floor plan builds analytical trust by giving buyers the structural information they need to move forward. Third, extract more value from your video. Clip your professional footage into short segments for social platforms to capture the attention of fast-growing buyers. If the objective is protecting profit margins and driving a higher ROI, professional media is the standard for competing in today's market.